The long-running soap opera Dallas had more drama than a telenovela marathon on a rainy Sunday. The Ewing and Barnes families were like cats and dogs, or maybe more like oil and water.
Now, don't forget your check.
Constantly sniping at each other. Love triangles were formed, illegitimate babies were born, and people were left at the altar more times than a bridesmaid at a Las Vegas wedding chapel. Lovers were shot, murders happened, backstabbing was the norm, and characters fell in and out of love faster than a teenager on TikTok. But all that drama is exactly why we tune in every week, and let's be real, who doesn't love a good soap opera?
I am not just like my father. I'm worse.
The actors of the iconic and highly watched show Dallas cemented themselves as pop culture icons. This legacy continues to this day, as many of them still receive regular acting opportunities in both film and television alike, proving that sometimes all it takes to make it in Hollywood is a little bit of good old-fashioned Texas drama. While some of the Dallas cast members have sadly ridden off into the sunset, like Larry Hagman and Ken Kercheval, the rest of the gang is still causing trouble in Tinseltown. Some have become indie film darlings, others have stuck to their roots and taken on roles in other soap operas, some have traded in their acting career for a life in music, and a few have even built empires in fashion and wellness. But the real question is, have you spotted any of them on your TV lately? Are they still causing chaos on the small screen? Or have they moved on to bigger and better things? Unfortunately for the show's leading man, Larry Hagman, the answer to that question is a little less pleasing. Getting the role of J.R. Ewing in the iconic TV show was no small feat for the talented actor. He had to beat out a number of other actors for the part, including some pretty big names at the time. But, as they say, the role was written for him. When Hagman landed the role, he was already a seasoned actor with a career spanning more than 2 decades. He was 45 when the show premiered in 1978, but he was still as charming and devilishly handsome as ever. Now, as for scandals, I'm afraid old Larry didn't have too many skeletons in his closet. Sure, he had his fair share of wild living during the height of Dallas fame, but he was always a professional on set. He was known for his good humor and easygoing nature.
If he ever knew some cowboy sweet-talked you out of his hard-earned graft.
But there is one scandal I could come up with. In the early 80s, Hagman was arrested for drinking and driving and sentenced to community service, but he turned that into an opportunity, using his community service as a platform to speak out against drunk driving and even went on to shoot public service announcements on the subject. So, as you can see, even Larry's scandals had a silver lining. Sadly, Larry Hagman passed away in 2012 at the age of 81, but his legacy and work live on in the iconic roles he has played, merchandise, and even a reboot of Dallas that aired from 2012 to 2014, where his son Christopher Hagman played the role of John Ross Ewing Jr.
Well, that puts our ambitious little senorita in moral violation of her contract with your mother, doesn't it? Wonderful.
Another actor from the show who has died, sadly, is Larry's co-star, Ken Kercheval, who plays JR's sworn adversary on the show. The man who brought the character of Cliff Barnes to life in Dallas had to face quite an interesting journey to earn his role as JR's arch-nemesis.
Mr. Ewing, there's a Mr. Cliff Barnes here to see you.
Who?
Cliff Barnes.
Tell him to get lost.
Before Dallas, Ken had a long and successful career as a stage actor. He was 43 when the show premiered in 1978 and had already built a reputation as a talented and versatile performer. When the producers of Dallas were casting the role of Cliff Barnes, they were looking for an actor who could convey the character's ambition, determination, and underlying vulnerability. Ken was the perfect fit, and he brought a unique and nuanced performance to the role.
You're no comedian, JR. Look, nobody's laughing.
When it comes to causing a commotion, I'm afraid Ken's life was relatively scandal-free. He was known for being a hard-working and dedicated actor. He was also a very private person, so there isn't much information to go on about his personal affairs. One interesting thing to note is that Ken and Larry Hagman had a close friendship off-screen, despite the fact that their characters were mortal enemies on the show. It's amusing to think about JR and Cliff hanging out and having a beer together after a long day of filming.
Yeah.
JR, Cliff Barnes is here to see you.
They were also the only 2 characters on Dallas who stayed with the show throughout its 14-season-long tenure. In April of 2019, Ken sadly passed away at the age of 83 due to complications caused by pneumonia. While Ken and Larry were the main characters of the show, they weren't the only ones getting all the attention during the show's running. Patrick Duffy was the heartthrob of Dallas, and getting the role of Bobby Ewing was no walk in the park for him. He had to audition multiple times before finally landing the part, and he had to beat out some pretty tough competition. But once he got the role, he quickly became the fan favorite and heart of the show.
Yeah, I guess not. I'll have to carry you to the car.
Patrick landed the role when he was just 29 years old, a fresh-faced young actor ready to take on the world. And boy did he ever. He quickly became a household name, and his portrayal of Bobby Ewing was nothing short of iconic. In the realm of causing a stir, Patrick was similar to Ken in that he lived a relatively drama-free life. He's always been a good-natured, easygoing guy with a good sense of humor. However, one of the most shocking events of his career was when his character was killed off in the middle of the show's run. But don't you worry, he made a comeback in the next season as it was explained that he had only died in a dream sequence, and the rest is history. Now, Patrick is now 73 and is still active in the entertainment industry. He has made guest appearances in TV shows, movies, and even did a stage performance. He's also a successful businessman and philanthropist who has always been involved in charitable work. He wasn't the only one with a penchant for philanthropy, though. I think that title goes to Linda Gray. Some might say she was a triple threat, having dabbled in acting, modeling, and professional couch sitting. But honestly, who can blame her? Linda Gray was known for her love of cats and her passion for interior decorating, an uncanny pastime for a 20-year-old.
Well, how you gonna do it?
I don't know.
She could often be found rearranging furniture on set during filming breaks and was rumored to have a secret room in her house just for storing throw pillows. After Dallas, Linda continued to act and even added director to her resume. She appeared in several TV shows and movies, including Melrose Place, The Bold and the Beautiful, and The 11th Hour. She also had guest appearances on popular shows like Law & Order, SVU, and Desperate Housewives. Linda also took on more dramatic roles, such as playing a Holocaust survivor in The Night That Panicked America and a recovering drug addict in The Morning After, proving once again that she is an actress with versatility and range. Even now, at the age of 82, she continues to deliver stellar performances for the entertainment industry. But let's be honest, we all know that Linda Gray will always be remembered for her iconic role as Sue Ellen Shepherd, the queen of the 80s soap operas.
I hate him so much right now that nothing he could do could bother me.
So what did he say?
The usual. He wants a divorce.
But perhaps the only one with more on-screen drama than Sue Ellen was Pamela Barnes, played by the captivating 28-year-old Victoria Principal. Despite her glamorous and sophisticated exterior, Pamela had a vulnerable side, and she struggled with personal issues such as infidelity, alcoholism, and an affair with her husband's brother, which made her one of the most popular and relatable characters on the show.
I don't know how to play by your rules. But someday I will, and you're going to pay for what you've done to my brother.
But needless to say, Victoria's real-life relationships have not been too complicated. She was previously married to Harry Glassman, a Beverly Hills plastic surgeon from 1985 to 1995, but after the divorce, she has not remarried. Without a spouse slowing her down, Victoria continued to act and appeared in several TV shows and movies. She had a recurring role in the TV series Flamingo Road and The Love Boat. She also lent her voice to animated series like The Simpsons and Family Guy. In addition to acting, Victoria also wrote several books, including a best-selling memoir and a book on skincare. She also started her own production company, Victoria Principal Productions, and produced several films, making her, even at the age of 73, one of the most successful cast members to date. Much like its main cast, the legacy of Dallas lives on, and it continues to be a beloved and influential show in the world of television. Its impact can be seen in the many shows that have followed in its footsteps, from Dynasty to Empire, and its themes and characters continue to resonate with audiences to this day. So, whether you're a lifelong fan or a newcomer to the world of Dallas,
What? You've outstayed your welcome, Barnes. He's gonna finish his dance. Now that's fine with me as long as you do it alone.
we hope you enjoyed this look back at one of the most iconic TV shows of all time. Thanks for watching, and remember, Dallas is where the big hair, big oil, and big drama happen.